Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back to the pond build. The plan for today, keep throwing dirt onto the dam, and hopefully by the end of this video, we will have our standpipe up. Stick around. As you can see, we've got a pretty good start on the dam. It needs to be a lot higher, a lot wider, and a lot more compacted. But what we did here is this is going to be the deepest part of the dam. We left this open so for the time being, rainwater can still funnel out of here and not turn our working area into a swamp. But we are at the point now where we're ready to put the standpipe in. Now this is going to be the most important part because this is going to set our water level. It's also going to set our water outflow. And this needs to be right. And we also need to make sure that we keep this open during the rest of the construction. So the plan is we're gonna have our 8-inch SDR going out through the bottom of the dam. We're gonna have a T here, and we're gonna bring our standpipe up from that T. That's all gonna be underground. But for the time being, while we're trying to keep this area drained, once we close off this dam, the other side of that T we're going to leave open. And once we're done with the dam, we'll go ahead and cap that T. The second we cap that T, this pond is going to start holding water. But like I said, while we're working, we want to leave that T open so water can continue to drain out. Now the other thing we need to talk about is the change in elevation from the inside of the pond where the T is going to be right about here to where we're going to daylight it out there. There's about a 4-foot drop, and we also need to account for, we want that pipe to be 2 feet underground. So right in here, that T needs to be about 6 feet underground. So we're actually going to trench this out right here, have that T about 6 feet down, and that way we can run it almost laterally because that pipe doesn't bend a whole lot. We need to have just a hair of fall from here all the way down there. So 6 feet down here, all that water will flow down through here, down 6 feet, and then into that T and out. So that's the plan for the standpipe. Once we get all that set up, we can start finalizing this back section of the dam and really start laying it on thick and increasing the height of the dam to be 2 feet above our water level. Now, we can't talk about the standpipe without talking about an anti-seep collar. If you're not familiar, water will tend to want to ride down the outside of that pipe through your dam, and as it continues to do that, it'll actually erode your dam from the inside out. So you have to put an anti-seep collar in. If you watch Chris from Let's Dig 18, he usually uses cement as his anti-seep collars, but I've been doing some research online that said you can use rubber roofing, and that's what we're using here. Basically, you just cut a hole in the middle of your rubber roofing so that you have a nice snug seal on the outside of your pipe, and that'll create your water impermeable barrier so you don't have seepage. We'll show you how this gets installed a little bit later. Here's that anti-seep collar being installed that we were talking about earlier. You can see you've got to have somebody down in the trench holding it open until you can get dirt on both sides because it's not rigid enough to hold its own shape. All right, so that is going to be a wrap for today's video. Here's the updates of what we got done. So this beach area here that we've got outlined down there and around there, we actually came in here and scraped this out a little bit because before I think it was only going to be about ankle deep water, but I had the operator of the excavator come in here with his grading bucket and scrape this down a little bit so it's got a little bit more of a grade to it. So when you get down to the bottom of this beach area here, it's probably going to be right around chest deep water, something like that. I still don't know what we're going to put down as a base layer here. I was thinking of, maybe putting some concrete down or putting some rock or putting some rubber roofing and then putting sand as my top layer. But let me know in the comments below if you guys have any good ideas of what you'd put down as a base layer to try to keep seaweed and, the clay from getting all muddy and squishing up between your toes. Again, that doesn't bother me, but I want to make this pond nice enough that some of my more squeamish family members would still swim in this. The ones that prefer a swimming pool, I want to make this nice enough that they'll still swim in this as well. The big update is the dam is growing. I don't know if you can tell, but that pile is starting to get pretty big there. I know we still need to go higher, we still need to go wider, and we need to compact it. I think what I'm going to do, because we're not compacting it as we go, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you should have done 6 inches and then rolled it in with a dozer, 6 inches and then rolled it in with a dozer. That would have taken a lot longer. And I've actually heard that natural compaction is better than mechanical compaction, meaning that just letting the dirt naturally settle with rainfall and just time, that it's actually going to compact better than mechanical. I think probably what I'll still do is when we're all done here and we get a dozer in here, we'll do some final grading with the dozer, but also I might get one of those rollers in here, you know, those vibratory rollers, and roll the bottom in as well as the dam, just so that way we get some mechanical compaction as well as natural compaction, because this this pond's going to take a while to fill up. So we'll have plenty of different rainfalls that'll come in here and naturally compact the soil and get it to settle. But the last big update I have for you guys is we have the standpipe in, and I thought I'd explain this a little better because it's kind of tough to explain it without showing you what I was talking about. So when I was describing this earlier, you might have been scratching your heads, but we have the standpipe in there. It's going out the back side of the dam. Now that's not water level yet. We haven't shot grade to see where we want to set the water level for that. But right here is what I was talking about with the other side of that T and this trench. So all the water will drain down into here while we're still working on it. And that's going to allow us to, now that we can start building the back side of this dam right now without worrying about water filling up, because any water that comes through this pond is going to drain down into there, hit that T, and go out the back side. Now, once we are completely finished, we're going to cap that and bury it, and it'll never be seen again. The only way we'll be able to drain water after that point is to pump it out. But I think that's about all I've got for you guys for today's update on the pond. I hope you guys are enjoying this video series on the pond build. If you are, give us a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.